Hello, everyone. I'd like to introduce you to a good friend over here. His name is Goldilocks. He's going to be the inspiration for the episode today. If we just open this up here, you'll see he's not too friendly with me just yet, so we need to go and get some gold so we can buy our way into friendship with this nice guy over here. I've already gone ahead and gathered all of the supplies for our new gold farm here, and I've already picked out a spot that's going to be good. We're right over top of a big old lava pool down underneath the bedrock, so I think there's nothing left to do but go ahead and just start this monstrosity. So we're going to start by just getting scaffolding all the way up to build height. Go 2 floors down, build that first spawning floor, surround it with string, and then surround that with a giant glass square for the pack spawns. Gonna just extend a little bridge over for the AFK spot and then put a glass ceiling up there so that we can hopefully prevent the ghast spawns. Build 19 floors of these magma block spawning areas here, which is a lot. It's like 4,000 magma blocks or something like that. And we're gonna get the killing chute going up those magma block floors and then get it going all the way from the bottom, which I think is 24 blocks down from that bottom floor. Gonna get trapdoors going all the way up on that scaffolding, and we can break that scaffolding. Then put in our turtle eggs. Make sure that we do that every other floor so that we can get them all to jump down properly, and then get one at the very bottom below that last floor. And then we can actually start working on our killing chute at the bottom. Unfortunately, my footage does cut out while I'm building this part, but I am following a block for block tutorial made by Coffeecraft, and I will definitely leave a link to that down below. Here is where I'm actually letting the zombie pigmen fall all the way through, and it is glorious. However, we are still running into one other problem. So there was 2 little parts that were left out of the tutorial. These droppers were not firing, and then my pistons were not actually pushing the blocks down to that one block. So what you need to do is just get redstone dust under those iron blocks, and then a comparator facing into a repeater on 4 ticks into those iron blocks as well. And then there we have it, the actual working gold farm. Clearly this is the Gnembon design. Somehow I've made it this far without actually saying that, I'm pretty sure. But yes, Gnembon was the original person to come up with this design, and it is just magical. It's wonderful. Look at how many pigmen are just in here, just taking it. Oh, it's so good. You may notice up in the top left, I am actually running another mod now. It's the Minihud mod, and aside from just having the time, the real world time up there, which is always a nice thing to actually have when you're playing a video game, we have our coordinates and which way we're facing, and that's obviously really cool information to have. But most importantly, the reason why this farm is able to be as efficient as it is we're actually able to generate spawning spheres with this. So let's just shift this thing over into the AFK mode. And actually, we'll take a look at it in the replay mod because this is just as easy. So you see this giant pink sphere all around us, and then we get the good shot of the actual gold farm itself. But underneath the bedrock, you can see I went full Iskall with this and went ahead and decided to go ahead and just do the golden pressure plates. And since we're over a lava lake, this really wasn't too bad. Now that the gold farm is complete, I have actually set up a little trading station for Mr. Goldilocks here, and we have actually made a couple of friends as well, and mysteriously they are also Goldilocks, which is interesting. But all that we need to do is just hit this little button right here, and then it'll start automatically feeding gold. There's a pressure plate right there, and so that is going to actually stop the dropper from spitting out another one, and since his head is actually technically in that glass block, he can still pick that up, and then they're just standing on top of a hopper, so that'll just feed the items down here into this chest. That is another one of Gnembon's designs, and I again will leave a link to that in the description down below. I do plan on making an actual trading hall type area with these guys as well. I just wanted some kind of a temporary little solution so that we could start getting our gravel, getting our quartz, and all the other goodies that we can get from the trades from these guys. Now that we've hopefully satisfied Goldilocks and his brethren, we can come back out to the overworld and try to get a little bit more progress done on our water village area. So I'm just going to flatten out a spot above the normal village and add a staircase leading up there. And I'm also going to go ahead and convert this entire hill here all into Nylium just so that we can keep that same aesthetic. And honestly, I may end up going back and doing this entire mountain after realizing how mean this looks. Before we do that, though, we're going to go ahead and get another small house put up on this flat area. It is smaller than the other ones, and I still, again, have not yet done the interior, but I do have a nice plan for this one. So it's going to have like a little secret area on the inside of it. There's just going to be one block that looks the same as the rest of them, but you can actually drop down it, and then there's going to be like a piston door with an item lock thing, and then it's going to be some secret way to get into the water tower. As much as I do like this terracotta, it is some serious work to get this stuff. You got to go and find your clay, turn that clay into blocks, and then cook those clay blocks, and then that's terracotta. But then you dye that terracotta, and then you cook that dyed terracotta, and then finally you have your glazed terracotta, and it's just a lot of work. That's like your end game block right there. But let's go ahead and get some pathing that leads up to that other house now. And as pretty as the glazed terracotta is, you can see it takes me a long time to finally try to orient it the right direction. So it takes a long time to get. It's even difficult to use, but I think that the end product is pretty cool. It has a very, very cool tile pattern that I'm pretty into. I kept going back and forth on whether I wanted to use some actual stair or just continue with the terracotta for the path, and I ended up just doing the terracotta, and of course there's a creeper. I ended up keeping on just doing with the terracotta because I felt like it would be weird to change blocks just for that one stair, but it is a little bit unfortunate just because you do have to actually jump up the staircase, which is, that's not smooth. But it is what it is. This build is really more about just looking good than it is about being functionally good. There's really not any function to it just yet anyways, so we'll have to start working on that here the next few episodes. But here we are now. We do have a path that leads up to our new area. And yes, it is rather slow, but we're making our way up there. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so then we can get into this house. So I'm probably going to focus next episode on actually making that tunnel that leads between this building and then gets into the water tower. And I guess I'll probably have to decide on what's actually going inside of that water tower. So if you do have any suggestions about what I should put in there, I've heard aquarium is probably my favorite thing. So far, it's going to be a massive amount of work trying to turn the inside of that thing into a giant aquarium, though. So if you do have any other suggestions, please leave that down in the comments below. That is where I'm going to end this episode. Thank you so much for watching to the end. If you do enjoy the content, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one.